Welcome! This is Dr. Plague, and today Mrs. Plague and I will be giving another movie review. Unfortunately, this is a real movie, and we did not make this up. It is named Rectuma, and as of the date of this review, it is streaming for free on the Tubi streaming service. According to Tubi, the date of the movie is 2003. It is 1 hour and 35 minutes, and it is categorized as a comedy, horror, crime. The description they give is as follows. An American man infected by a Mexican butt-humping frog returns to Los Angeles, where his rear end grows to 20 feet and frames him for murders. I don't know what to say. I'm speechless. What is this world coming to?
Sounds like we have a theme going on here. First Butt Boy, now Rectuma.
No, not at all. Here's what happened. When we decided to review Butt Boy, I had to search for it to find it again, and when I did, I found Rectuma.
And you thought this was worth watching?
Anyway, Mrs. Plague and I are going to watch this, and we'll be right back with our review. This you might want to miss, but please, stick around. Welcome to the Movie Loft. This is Mrs. Plague.
Hi, everyone.
Well, we actually watched this movie named Rectuma. This is the type of movie that you watch with your jaw dropped all the way open while thinking, what the heck is this? It wasn't boring in the sense that I kept watching the time on the clock. It was just stupid with a very poor production quality. The movie claims it is based on the novel The Butt That Dripped Blood by Edgar Allan Poe, although it is my belief that this was a joke since I cannot find any evidence of such a book. I will start out by giving you the basic gist of the movie, and be warned, this is a spoiler because, we don't think you'll want to watch this movie anyway. It starts out by displaying a bunch of non-relevant text on the screen. It explains something about venturing through life or something like that. It didn't make much sense. It displays numerous screenshots of text, and each time the text gets longer and smaller until it looks like a million small words on the screen. You almost need to use a magnifying glass close up to the screen to read it. Basically, it ends up shaming and ridiculing you for actually pausing the movie and reading the text. This we actually found quite hilarious, and we thought this might be a funny movie. But the story that followed, we were not prepared for. The movie is filled with a couple ladies, sirens, whatever they are, singing the plot throughout the film. This was quite annoying. A man named Waldo is visiting a Mexican beach when his butt starts hurting. He goes home and visits a proctologist who says he was violated by a Mexican butt-humping frog and sends him to a specialist named Dr. Wansum Saki. Dr. Wansum Saki and his assistant treat him by sticking a nuclear rod up his tush. Unfortunately, they end up breaking the rod up in his rear. Waldo was told to give himself saltwater enemas, but he refuses. This was a mistake because his butt is now able to detach itself from him to murder people. You can actually see a human mouth inside his detached butt. His butt ends up murdering his wife. He tried to get his rear end exercised. He is mugged and his butt ends up murdering the mugger. Detectives arrest him, and his butt tries to murder one of the detectives during the interrogation while the other detective goes to get Dr. Wansome Saki. Butt County Sheriff deputies investigate a lady who was attacked by the butt. The movie turns into a parody of Silence of the Lambs when the Hannibal character pulls a hamster out of his rear and eats it. The butt launches a huge attack on the city, much like in Godzilla, and numerous authorities try to stop it. Dr. Wansome Saki calls for help from Japan. They formulate a plan to stop the butt with a missile. They approach a Middle Eastern man named Summa Cum Laden for assistance with a suicide mission to stop the butt. They make a missile out of Mexican food and fire it at the butt. Then they shoot a plunger at it, which sucks Summa Cum Laden into the butt, and he lights a lighter to blow it up. Waldo is disappointed that he lost his butt. Then, suddenly, Summa Cum Laden's butt falls from the sky, and they are able to transplant it onto Waldo. They hint at a sequel when Waldo finds out that nuclear rods were needed to hold his junk out of the way during the butt transplant. He was told to use salt water on his junk, but he didn't remember hearing that, and they show his junk preparing to launch an attack. Wow, we hope there is never a sequel to this. So, what did you think of the movie?
I have no comment. I don't know. It was bad.
Yeah, I didn't care for it. The special effects were awful, and the average Joe could probably do a better job at creating special effects. This looked as low budget as you can get. With today's software, you could do much better editing and special effects. And being that this movie was from 2003, I am very disappointed with the effects. But maybe this was done on purpose. I don't know. Also, it was disgusting. The proctologist stuck his gloved finger in his mouth after sticking it up Waldo's rear. So, did you find it interesting?
Not in the least.
I don't know what more I could add to that. So, what did you think about the acting?
It was really bad. Also, throughout the movie, they were making fun of the audience. They had a scene in the Middle East with subtitles, and within the subtitles, they were telling each other that they should speak English, because most of their audience is illiterate anyway.
I consider it a complete joke, and maybe that is the feel that they were after, but for me, it was bad. I don't think we need to bother ourselves any further with this utterly atrocious movie. So, let's get to the ratings. So, the ratings are based on a scale of 0 through 10 on the Beakometer, with 5 being average, 0 through 4 being below average, and 6 through 10 being above average. What rating would you give the movie?
Can I give it a negative rating?
No, the Beakometer does not display negative values.
Then I'll give it a 0.
I am also going to give this movie a rating of 0 on the Beakometer. It was an hour and a half of our lives that we'll never get back. So that means our average rating will be 0 out of 10. I would give it a negative rating if I could. I think this movie broke the Beakometer. I'll get it fixed for next time. It was a bad movie, and we recommend that you find something better to do with your time. But if you like bad movie productions and ridiculous humor, then this just might be the right movie for you. If you have or do end up watching this horrendous movie, then please leave a comment and let us know what you think of it. Also, if there's any movie you'd like to see us review, leave that in the comments too. So, if you like this video, be sure to peck at that like button. And don't forget to subscribe and peck at that notification bell to be notified of all our new videos as they become available. Thank you, and we'll see you next time right here on Dr. Plague. Wow, that really bites.